Hey guys, Archie Luxury, Archie. No, it's the Poor Pluta channel where I do paid reviews. We've got a paid review in. This here is from Tony. Let's have a read of this and let's have a discussion. Hi, Paul. I've already done a paid review in the last reviews in the past. Help me decide between two gold watches missing in my collection. Patek Philippe, Cubitis, Rose Gold, and the Rolex President Day Date 40 mil yellow gold diamond index. My current collection, he's got a Patek 5270P. That's a perpetual calendar chronograph. A Patek 5236P. It's a inline Patek perpetual calendar chronograph. He's got a Patek 5524 Pilot, a 6119R Calatrava, Rolex Sub, JLC Reverso Duo Face. I love the Patek. The Cubitis is awesome. The Rolex President is mighty and loaded with history. I like the exclusivity and the beauty of the Patek. I love the precision and the status of the Rolex President watch. Help me decide, Tony. So let's have a bit of a discussion on this and see what we would recommend. So the first thing he's really asking is, okay, the Patek Cubitis Rose Gold. So what do we think of this demon? What do we think of this particular watch? Well, let's pull it up and have a sticky beak. Let's go and have a sticky beak at this particular watch. So here we go. This is straight from the Patek website. I must say, I have the Cubitis. I saw it in my recent trip to Geneva. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, it is beautiful. Okay, so let's not come down too heavy. So it's a rose gold, very nice Cubitis. The other watch he's looking at is a Rolex Day Date 40, and he says he would be looking for the diamond dial. Does he say? He says he wants and the Rolex President Day Date 40 yellow gold diamond index. Okie dokie, Ducalis. Okay, Rolex. What do I think it's myself there? What do I think it myself? Well, really good question. What would I do? So this is a good dilemma to have. I mean, hey man, this is somebody who's got a bit of coin. Look, let's. Okay, so deciding between these two, which way would I go? So let's go and have a look what else he's got to help us decide here. So let's have a quick whoops. Let's have a quick flutter and see what he's got. So he's got a Patek 5270P, and he's got dash 0134. Let's have a look at this here. What's it like? This is a pretty nice watch. Oh, okay. The green. Fuck. This is beautiful. Absolutely. That's not actually the same one. The reference number doesn't match up. That's a 014. Okay, near enough is good enough. So he's got that. He's got a 5236. Let's have, and that's a P5236. That's the inline perpetual calendar. Okay, that's the one. Yep, that's the one there. What do I think of this? That is okay. So he's got a real knockout, two knockouts. He's got a 6119, so that's a simple Calatrava. Rolex Sub. He doesn't tell me what metal he's got it in, but we'll assume steel. a reverso, duo face. Again, he doesn't tell me the metal. I love Patek. The Cubitis is awesome. Okay, the Rolex president is mighty and loaded with history. Okay, so what would I do? So what do I think here? Personally, between the two, if it was me deciding on I think myself, with your collection, out of those two choices, I'm going to answer this in a bit of detail here. So for myself, personally, if it was me deciding between a rose gold Cubitis and the Rolex, based on your current collection, I think you got enough in the Pateks. Now, I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm just telling you honestly, these Cubitises are fucking expensive. There's not any discounting. It's a hot, any new model. So personally, would I be buying one? Not necessarily in this economy. What I would do personally, this is what I would do. Okay, personally, if you had to choose between the two, I would be inclined to get the I would get the day date. Okay, I tell you what I would do. Okay, my advice to you would be to get the day date. I'd probably wouldn't be buying that new. I'd be buying that from a reputable dealer like David SW. The other thing I would do is, if it was me, okay, based on your collection there, okay, if it was me, I'd do two things. One, instead of getting a day date, what I would do is, now this is, I personally would say, you know what, I would go for a gold Submariner, okay? That's right. I'd go for a gold Submariner. That's exactly what I'd do. I wouldn't be buying it new, pre-owned. If you really want the latest and greatest, get the 41 mil. I'd get that. Okay, so that's under 40. The next thing I would do is, with the spare change, is I would actually get myself a Patek World Time. Okay, that's right. And what World Time would I get myself? Well, I would get myself, I've got a 5130, which was the biggest, that was the biggest World Time they made. I'd consider that. I'd also consider a 5230 in rose gold. I think that'd be a better buy. Buy that secondhand and get the Submariner. Now, I know you've already got a sub. You've told me you've got a sub. I personally think that's the best if you want something for your collection. Gold Submariner and a World Time Patek. The truth is, with the Cubitis, it's a great watch. It's going to be hard to get. Okay, I know you've bought some heavy hitters, but it's still very risky. Okay, it's risky in the sense that what's going to happen to that price in the next 3 to 5 years? Would I be buying one? Well, if you've got 20 Pateks, sure, add it on. You know, it doesn't really matter. Money's probably not a big concern. But if you've got a nice collection like you've got, certainly not modest, 2 perpetual calendar pieces, I'd be inclined to really push the envelope. I'd get a 5230, and I'd be looking at a day date. Now, the one I would get, I don't know if you necessarily have to get a yellow gold. I like the rose gold with the olive dial. I like the brown chocolate dial. There's a number of really heavy hitting options to choose there. Now, I admit it is tough. It is tough. You know, if you are not used to buying pre-owned pieces, what would I do? So if it was me, I'd be heading over to David SW and have a look at the dates he has for sale. That's what I would do, because I can tell you this now. A lot of these day dates on the secondary market, they come back a bit. Now, probably the green dial is super, super, super attractive, but we want to stick to the sizing is important, because the day dates themselves there, we just going to get the size. What we want is the 40. Let's pull up the 40s. We only want the 40s. I think the 36, unless you really want the smaller one. Okay, so have a look here. 43,000. David SW's got a rose gold chocolate dial. He's also, okay, so that's 43,000. Okay, so that's not bad. He's also got a couple of okay, looking at value. We're looking at value retention here. See, I don't mind the silver dial on the yellow guy. That's 43,000. So I'd be looking for value. I want value. I very much want value. That's exactly what I want. Please don't discount a gold Submariner. I think out of all the watches, if I was to choose a solid gold Rolex now, if I had any choice, the one I would pick myself is, look at this, 38,000 for a solid gold sub. That has got phenomenal appeal. Now, this one here is the 41, which is the newer one. It's the yellow and the blue just pops. Personally, I'd be buying this and a world time. I think that'd scratch the itch. Now, if you wanted to, I'd probably keep the steel Submariner. You haven't specified what one you have there, but in my opinion, I would myself, with the collection you've told me about there, I wouldn't necessarily be going into the Cubitis. I think it's a beautiful watch, but I think a Rolex in solid gold is winner. Personally, I'd go for the Submariner first. However, if you want the day date, by all means, day dates are not terrible. Personally, I as I said there, I would go sub and get a world time. I think that's in this economy, things are fucking not as easy as they once were. So that's kind of what I was doing. So to answer your question, if the question was rose gold Cubitis or Rolex date yellow gold, I would personally be going for Rolex, okay, because you've got two beautiful Pateks. I mean, Pateks are not a bracelet sort of watch. That's not their genre. Their genre is more the movement. So that would be what I would do. However, if you asked me what I would do, instead of getting a day date, I would get a gold sub. I personally would go blue dial. I don't care if you go 40 or 41, but I'd buy that pre-owned, and I would really look at getting a world time. Personally, a 5130 world time and a day date. That, in my opinion, would be better than getting a Cubitis. Okay, that's the way I'd go it there. So, yeah, that's how I would take it. Now, I recommend David SW because he's the biggest pre-owned dealer in America, and he's always been highly ethical. And he's that's what I don't get a commission or a kickback. I mean, I'm telling you honestly, that's where I'm just telling you that's the sort of thing I would be doing in this economy, because solid gold Cubitis, I think it's a magnificent piece. Is it that just the test of time? Is it going to be that magnificent? Personally, I would be going, as I said there, I'd be going, out of the two, I'd go day date. If however, you ask me what would I buy, as I said, I'd buy a gold sub and a world time. So that's that is the way I see it. So yeah, that's the way I would go. Is there anything wrong with the Cubitis? No, it's gorgeous. However, I think as a gold, as a gold piece, I think the day date out of the two, that's more their genre. Rolex is that gold piece. There's nothing wrong with the Cubitis, but you've already got two magnificent Pateks. The gold Rolex would be magnificent. The other thing is, as I've said there, get the 2-for-1, the Submariner and a World Time. What's wrong with that? That puts, a very nice, it grows the collection with two pieces. So tell me what you think. That's the way I see it. I'm Archie Luxury. Thank you. Guys, please remember, I live stream morning and night on the Archie Luxury live stream channel. Also, if you are buying or selling a watch in America, there's only one dealer I recommend, and that is David SW. And the reason I say that is, hi guys, it's Archie Luxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about David SW. David SW, David SW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at David SW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to David SW. I would highly recommend David SW, David SW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right, guys. I recommend David SW because he's just an honest, good guy. Tony, I hope it helps. Let me know what you